Pasig City in Metro Manila in the Philippines is home to more than 250,000 people. With a thriving business district, the city's population swells to more than 1.2 million people during the daytime. Up to 14,000 taxis, buses, public utility vehicles, jeepneys, and tricycles ply the city streets every day to meet commuter demand. And motorcycles and motor scooters are increasingly popular with residents. As a result, up to 60% of emissions in Pasig City come from the transport sector. To help curb emissions and improve air quality, Pasig City is embarking on a visionary new project with the Philippine Postal Corporation, known locally as PhilPost. The UN Environment Program's Electric 2 and 3-Wheelers pilot demonstration in Pasig, Philippines project being implemented by Clean Air Asia is focused on integrating zero-emission electric 2 and 3-wheeler delivery vehicles donated by the TailG Limited into PhilPost fleet operations in Pasig City for an initial period of 6 months. It is a component of the UN Environment Program's Integrating Electric 2 and 3-Wheelers into Urban Transport Modes project, which is part of the International Climate Initiative and is supported by Germany's Federal Ministry for the Environment, Nature Conservation, and Nuclear Safety. The project is assisting developing countries and countries with economies in transition in shifting from internal combustion engines to electric and non-motorized 2 and 3-wheelers to reduce transport emissions.
UNEP is supporting global efforts to promote electric mobility, but also to integrate renewable energy into our transport systems. Now, this project talks about electrifying urban freight. And freight is very important because usually our goods are carried by diesel vehicles all around our city. And diesel vehicles emit a lot of air pollution, but at the same time consumes a lot of fuel. And we hope that through this project, we can demonstrate the feasibility of integrating electric vehicles, in this case 2 and 3-wheelers, into our freight delivery system.
Clean Air Asia's vision is an Asia without air pollution. A project like this, aiming at reducing emissions from the transport sector, is critical for us to achieve our mission. E-mobility is one of the critical solutions to reduction of air pollution. Everybody knows we have to move towards e-mobility. We are now trying to take the first step in that journey towards e-mobility, electric mobility, and so lower emissions and so more livable cities.
Letter carriers or carteros have a hard job, and it's good for everyone if we can find ways to make their important work easier to do. With the electric 2 and 3-wheelers pilot demonstration in Pasig, not only will carteros benefit from purpose-built vehicles, but the communities they work in will benefit from improved safety, reduced noise, and less pollution. We want Pasigueños to become more familiar with electric vehicles and consider these for both personal and business mobility.
There are currently more than 6 million registered 2 and 3-wheelers in the Philippines, and the number is growing rapidly. The surge in 2 and 3-wheeler ownership is directly contributing to the harmful emissions emanating from the transport sector. Traffic emissions alone comprise 88% of emissions in Metro Manila and are responsible for 35% of total greenhouse gas emissions nationally. They are also responsible for the pervasive brown haze of air pollution that shrouds the Metro Manila skyline and the unhealthy air people are breathing daily. The phasing in of zero-emission electric vehicles is an important step forward in addressing the air pollution crisis.
Why are electric vehicles central to what we're trying to do in the Department of Energy? It's central precisely because it does several things at the same time. First, it helps us with our mandate to ensure security, energy security. How does it do it? Because it allows us to diversify the fuel sources that we use. As you might be aware, we are a net oil importer in the country, which makes us highly dependent on supply internationally, and at the same time on the prices, the rise and fall of oil prices in the world market. So that makes us a very, very dependent country on external forces and external circumstances. So by using alternative fuels, in this case electricity instead of petroleum products, what it does is it diversifies your sources. And by diversifying those sources, it increases your energy security. The second thing that it does, which is really good for us, is of course it cleans the air. It prevents further climate change, it prevents further air pollution.
Transport emissions are a toxic cocktail of pollutants that are harmful to human health. Particulates, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur oxides, ozone, and hydrocarbons are giving rise to a public health crisis. Emissions are also generating more greenhouse gas emissions and contributing to global warming, as well as to a continued decline in air quality.
Air pollution is a concern that not only impacts the ecosystem and the environment, it also poses a serious threat to the health and well-being of people. In the Philippines, air pollution is a major cause and contributor to the top diseases that make Filipinos sick. And in fact, as much as 1 in 4 deaths in the country is linked to air pollution. When pollutants, especially particulate matter less than 2.5 micrometers, enter the person's lungs and circulatory system, serious health problems can arise such as lung cancer, heart disease, and stroke. Research in the past 30 years has also linked air pollution to diabetes and obesity, early onset and dementia, autism, and even depression, even premature births and complications during pregnancy. Improving air quality can deliver substantial health benefits. Reducing air pollution means reducing the population's risk to diseases such as stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, and both acute and chronic respiratory diseases such as asthma.
Recognizing the importance of transitioning to cleaner mail deliveries, Philpost is committed to replacing fossil fuel vehicles with eco-friendly vehicles. Under the pilot project, Philpost is introducing 30 electric 2 and 3-wheelers to its Pasig fleet.
Based on the data that we gather from the city of Pasig, almost 14,000 of the transport vehicles there are, public utilities, and this include 2 and 3-wheeler vehicles. So maybe because of the size of the streets, it's right now quite congested. So we thought by introducing this zero-emission 2 to 3 vehicle for delivery, we will help somehow in promoting environmental compliant programs and activities to the city of Pasig.
This project is showing a new vision for the Philippines, one that will help end the reliance on fossil fuels, encourage the broader adoption of electric vehicles, and usher in a new era of sustainable transportation and development.